Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we're going to be featuring the two sets I used to get to Legend. I had two sets remaining on the stream. I did the GBL lock, which you'll see that video up with Azumarill. It was a lot of fun. I went 10 and 10 during that GBL lock, and then it's basically ended up same elo, which was around 29-30. And then I had two more sets, and I thought, why not try to hit Legend in Open Great League. I was originally planning to do it during Halloween, but I think this allows me to take a little bit more chilled stance during Halloween, and as well do a little bit more coaching. So this first team, again, this is from my stream, is a triple normal team consisting of Pidgeot, Vigoroth, and Diggersby. It's very good against these like double steel teams in the back. This is a good matchup, but kind of uncomfortable to be honest. So I do get the extra gust through there, and they end up surfing, which is obviously not great. I end up losing CMP to Mew, which I actually didn't realize he did. I do Feather Dance here. They Wild Charge with CMP, so I'm hoping to actually grab a shield here. But I think they actually end up no shielding. Also, I missed the bubble there, which and then here comes Skarmory. Maybe I should have Brave Birded the Skarmory, but this is okay because I can live a Brave Bird, which I think is what they throw at me, and they're going to farm down. Unfortunate part here is that they get an extra Air Slash in. What I should have done was threw one counter, then threw the move, because then I would have been able to get two Body Slams off, which would have been really nice here. And I figured it's going to be either a Scrafty or a Medicham in the back, so I actually don't throw beforehand, because I actually want to get hit by the move, because I don't want to take out this Skarmory and then get farmed down them by the Medicham or Scrafty, and then them having a lot of energy. So I just did this to stall clock, and I'm going to switch right away, and then here comes Medicham, and I'm actually going to Feather Dance here, a little bit risky, but I think I would have been okay regardless, because hypothetically, if they no shielded the Feather Dance, then I would have just Feather Dance them here again, and then I would have been perfectly fine. So Feather Dance, in my opinion, was definitely the right play regardless, because I would have been able to take them out. The Medicham was obviously a little bit underleveled, 1449, but sometimes that's just what you have, right? So this is an example of like how this team is really good against this double steel line in the back. So Pelipper, and they come to G-Fist here. I should have went into Vigoroth, maybe, I don't know, because Diggersby is a much better matchup against Mastodon, but Diggersby is also a much better matchup versus the G-Fist, so kind of a complicated. Well, I guess I guaranteed win switch here. It's like almost impossible for me to lose switch in this particular scenario, and I don't want to farm up too much, mostly because I don't want to get hit by the Earthquake. But I think I'd live the second Earthquake, but I also don't want them to shield and potentially farm me down. So they come into Pelipper here. In my opinion, this is a mistake by my opponent, which is understandable because they're kind of looking to just get this out of the way. They don't want me to switch out and then have like a second Pokemon that also beats Pelipper. So they're looking just to get rid of this Diggersby right away. But honestly, what they probably should have done was actually take two Fire Punches and then undercharge and then basically farm down and throw both Weather Balls at Pidgeot, hoping to grab both shields or something, because in a 2-0 shield advantage, Bastion would actually do quite well against this backline. So I'm just going to farm up a bunch here. I went over 100 energy there, but it really doesn't matter too much at this point in time. I'm going to throw the Body Slam, and then I'm going to look to counter down. And then I'm just going to throw a bunch of Body Slams here. They do have the Weather Ball here, but I think they're looking just to concede at this point in time. Mostly because my Pidgeot is very healthy. And so obviously, pretty strong backline against these double steel teams. All right, we are in this next matchup here against Regis. So my entire team is very good against Regis. They come to Azumarill here. Unfortunately, I don't have a strong answer to Azumarill. So I figured this actually play rough. I think this is play rough here. Do they ice beam here? It's play rough. Yeah, that's fine. I do throw the Feather Dance here. Looks like we had some desync there, so actually very fortunate to get an extra bubble in. At this point in time, I am going to commit to the Braybird, and I missed a couple bubbles there, which is actually kind of bad there. And I'm gonna immediately switch here. They're debuffed. This is probably gonna be a Hydro Pump. It'll do. It's like 2-stage debuff, so it'll do significantly less damage. And I'm gonna look to farm down. And this is looking pretty good for me. Here comes Regis. And I'm gonna overcharge just a little bit here, and throw the Bulldoze. The Bulldoze obviously wouldn't do that much damage, but this cumulative damage is pretty nice here. I think they actually undercharged this Dark Pulse here because I think it should have did a little bit more, but maybe I'm wrong. And I'm gonna be able to land the Bulldoze here, which actually ends up drawing the shield, and we actually get the CMP tie. And I do expect it to be a steel in the back. Oh yeah, it is steel in the back, and it ends up being a Bastiodon, and I have Diggersby here. And honestly though, like if I didn't have Earthquake and they had Hyper Beam, for example, then this would be a much closer matchup. So Skarmory obviously really bad here, but I make a huge mistake here. I should say switch Vigoroth, because normally they wouldn't have an answer to Vigoroth. Well, at least like a hard counter, but for sure they're gonna have Swampert here. So this is a very dumb play on my part. I should have safe switched Vigoroth, and then because Diggersby actually has a better matchup against. Well, it's probably about the same against Skarmory. So this was just a stupid play on my side. If I had Vigoroth there, then I probably would have been able to potentially win switch, which would have been pretty important here. I end up shielding this first one. I do get the move through here, but this is looking pretty rough for me. And then I throw 2 more, and then I soon realize I lose CMP as well to this Swampert here, which is actually just legitimately terrible for me. Yeah, so not too much I can do here, and they have a Vigoroth in the back. I guess somehow I guess it makes sense not to get farmed down, or they predicted my backline. I'm not too sure there. Anyways, I do end up getting farmed down. They have like a full health Skarmory, so really not too much I can do there. But we'll play by opponent. Okay, so Pidgeot versus Mandibuzz. I'm just gonna straight Brave Bird here and then switch out. I don't like Diggersby is very bad against Mandibuzz, especially since I don't have Hyper Beam. But because they threw the extra Snarl there, I know for sure they're not gonna CMP tie me. So I'm gonna be able to land this Brave Bird and switch out into Vigoroth. So they for sure have 100 energy. So we're gonna see where they're gonna throw. They end up throwing the Dark Pulse. And then here comes Jellicent. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to reach this Bulldoze beforehand. And my opponent plays this matchup really well, despite me having like 3 normal types. So I throw the Bulldoze here. I think they need 1 or 2 more hexes next move here. Clock is almost up. So I let this go. And I was actually hoping that they would throw here. I'm going to build up a ton of energy here, and then I'm going to throw the Bulldoze, and then I'm going to look to switch out into Diggersby. They will be able to land the Bubble Beam here, which is going to deal super effective damage, but not that much. And then here comes Mandibuzz. I think I shield this first one here. I was expecting it to be a G-Fist, especially after they shielded this Fire Punch. Okay, no, maybe not this Fire Punch. I think it's this next one here. So I'm going to throw the Fire Punch. This would KO the Mandibuzz. So they actually end up shielding there, which I found pretty interesting. And I'm going to let this go. My clock is up again, so we're gonna bank a move here and then farm down. And then I'm really hoping to beat this Jellicent to the move, but it has lots of energy at this point in time. Body Slam would have been nice there, because potential chance for me to farm down with Pidgeot pretty easily. But this is looking pretty good for me. They actually come to Nidoqueen here. So this is looking great for me. I'm going to let this go. So really don't need this Pidgeot anymore. And my clock is almost up again. So I go straight Feather Dance here, because they're obviously not going to shield, but I just want to be able to switch out a little quicker here. I'm looking to catch the Poison Fang here, which I do end up, which puts me in a really good spot right now. Because now, like, there's no chance for them to potentially bait or whatnot. So I'm going to throw the Fire Punch here, which would deal neutral damage, and these Mudshots are doing super effective. This should be a CMP tie because they've built up so much energy and really good counting by my opponent. I'm just going to shield this. There's not really a big risk for me. At this point in time, my Pidgeot could still take out the Jellicent here, and I do fire in the Fire Punch, and the clock is basically up at this point in time. There's not really too much they can do. This Bubble Beam will come through, and this will be the end of this particular match. All right, I think this is the next team now. We're going to have Nidoqueen into Sableye. This team is really weak to Skarmory and also really weak to Sableye lead. So I tried to catch a move here, but my opponent is just a little bit too clever there. I end up shielding this. They throw the return, and they come to Ferrothorn here. So I figured it's in a Azumarill in the back. I thought normally they have Steel in the back, which makes total sense. But now I expect them to have... Okay, we got some weird desync there. This should just be a Power Whip. Okay, so some weird movement there. This is very weird here. And as well, I don't know how they outpace me here. So they have the move here. So I don't know how they got to that move before I did. And then I'm going to throw the Poison Fang here. So they're at 2 right now. So I need to KO in 3 more. Which I'm going to easily be able to. And I throw the Poison Fang here. I think they end up shielding this, so that actually worked out really well for me. Because honestly, a Poison Fang would have been pretty powerful here. And I debate what to do here, because I have a move on Shiftry. I thought about just countering down, taking the foul play, because I figured it's going to be an Azumarill in the back. But I ended up doing one Snarl and then throwing the Leaf Blade. And it's looking pretty good for me. I do expect it to be the Azumarill. And then I'm going to throw the Leaf Blade. And then I'm going to switch out to Medicham. And this is looking pretty good for me. No big issues here. I'm going to look to throw in the middle of the bubble here. So I'm actually not going to throw the move here. And then I'm just going to wait for a bubble to come through. So you can see I'm not tapping. They actually come into Ferrothorn here, and then they try to catch the move, which would have been the right play, especially since they desync CMP'd me. The problem is, like, the thing is, I was gonna wait for a bubble anyways, because you can't stack back-to-back play roughs, so that worked out perfectly fine for me. So I actually battled this person like 2 days ago. They actually had a Malmetal and double Waterfall users, so I switched to Shiftry here, and I kind of get greedy here. Well, I think this is okay. They have the Psychic now, I believe. Yeah, so I'm going to shield this. Even though the Psychic is double resisted here, I really don't want them to shield and potentially farm me down. So I'm going to build up quite a bit of energy here. Maybe I should have did one more then through. But I have pretty much the foul play ready here, right? So... And I have 2 answers to this Melmetal. I do expect it to be Melodic in back. But then I actually get a little bit of a surprise here. So I'm going to throw here, and then they end up no shielding. And I expect this to be a superpower, because both Rock Slide and Superpower are super effective, but Superpower obviously less energy. And they actually have a Skarmory in the back, which is obviously not great for me. And they're building up to quite a bit of energy. I'm going to throw this Ice Punch here. They end up shielding here, and I go for the Sing here, which is honestly pretty dangerous for me, but I kind of have no choice. And I think about this, so I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to shield here, and then let's see how this goes. Perhaps I could have no shielded, and they end up getting an Air Slash through, so maybe not the best play by me. And I'm going to switch here, and I thought about, I probably could have survived another Air Slash and got to the foul play, but I figured like any chip damage is like the most important thing here. So I'm gonna let this go here, and unfortunately they have another guy attack here, but they're at 1 HP. I did end up getting 2 poison jabs through, which is actually going to be really clutch here. So this Malmetal is 2 away. So there's 2 Thundershocks there. They're 2 away, so I have to KO in 2 poison jabs. 1, 2, just barely, and able to poison jab this Skarmory here. So that worked out pretty well for me. All right, we're off to this next game here. We have Nidoqueen into Deoxys. So I start the move game late here, which is really annoying here. I should have won the CMP here. I actually thought about catching the move. And here comes Dugong here. So 3, 4, 5. This is okay. So what I wanted to do here was actually just throw 6 counters and then throw the Psychic. But you can see 1, 2. So I lagged a turn late here. So they ended up throwing a turn late, which is absolutely brutal for me. Because now there's no shield pressure for me. And they get the Ice Shard through. So this is so terrible. It doesn't KO. And I do get... It just really sucks here. So I'm going to throw the Ice Punch here. And then I have pretty much the Earth Power ready. So I'm going to switch here and Earth Power this Deoxys. Looks like they like to turn there after the move. Or I'm not sure what they're doing there. And then they come to G-Fist here. What I should have done is I should have baited here. Just going for the Earth Power here is probably not wise. Even if obviously if they know shield, this is going to be amazing for me. But realistically, I need to land a charge move anyways. So just kind of a dumb play on my side. I should just straight Poison Fang. And then they wouldn't have been able to. I guess they could have still Rock Slide there, but this is basically game over. There's not too much I could do there. Unfortunately, the delay after the charge move ended up being really costly for me, and it was my fault for not adapting to what I was seeing in front of me. The thing is here, I'm going to throw 2 and hope that they don't get a Mud Shot through. And if they get a Mud Shot through, then this is game over here. Because now they're 1 away, and I'm one Snarl away. No, I'm actually 2 Snarls away, so there's really not too much I can do there. But if they didn't get the Mud Shot through, then I could have caught on Metacham. And then maybe had a chance there. It honestly would have been pretty tough because I would need to land 2. So not too much they can do there. I had like 3 Pokemon that were okay against Stunfisk, but just a little bit like there was ended up sucking for me. So this Golbat is really bad for my entire team. So I'm gonna straight Poison Fang him and see how this goes. So I was seeing no shield here, but honestly, these poison jabs are really adding up. They have enough for the Shadow Ball here. This is such a prime time to bait, but they end up going for the Shadow Ball. And then here comes Umbreon. So I have a Poison Fang banked. I get the extra counter through, which is really nice for me. And then I think they went 1 over. So they should be 1 away for the next move. Okay, they go 2 over, 3 over. I get the extra counter in, but maybe not my best play here. So I throw the Ice Punch here. I actually end up surviving 2 more Snarls, I think. Which is actually kind of crazy for me. And I guess they figured that winning Switch was really important for them. But then the problem is that they have no Psychic. They have no Psychic. They have no Last Resort. So they actually end up throwing a Foul Play at me, which works out really great for me. And one Foul Play will pretty much KO this Golbat. So this is looking... They actually end up having Obstagoon here, which is actually really favorable for me. And I know they can't catch as long as I see the second counter. And this will definitely KO. And then I'm going to switch and then Earth Power this Golbat. And this is absolutely game over. And this is going to be a GG. Actually, we have 1 more game here. Okay, never mind. I thought this is the end of it, but we actually have 1 more game. Okay, Okay, this is the last game. This game's basically for Legend. 3-2 won't get me there. So they have Abomasnow here. And I start out a little bit lagging here. And then we're desynced as well, which is really, really bad. Above my backline is very strong. So I try to switch to Metacham here to potentially snipe them. I do get an extra counter through here, but I think they actually let it go down rather than saving it. And this is looking pretty good for me. Even though I do expect it to be an Azumarill in the back, so I go one over just to throw off their counts in case they let me get a second Ice Punch in, which would have been really nice there. But they excellent job counting on their side. And this is honestly looking pretty good for me. I know it's going to be an Azumarill in the back. Azumarill, Abomasnow, Sableye, pretty common team comp. And they actually switch Azumarill into Shiftry here. It's honestly kind of a weird play there. And I'm going to throw the Leaf Blade here. And I actually try to catch a play rough here. But they make a really nice play here by not actually throwing on with the Azumarill because they want to farm down with Sableye. The unfortunate part is that I have a lot of energy on Shiftry already. And then they throw a move here. But the thing is, this is a safe shield for me because there's no way they can reach a return because I'm only 1 star away. Even though they got the extra Shadow Claw in, I should still be able to beat them to the move. And they actually end up just conceding at that point in time. So I do end up reaching Legend. With this, honestly, I like the first team. The second team is obviously much more difficult to use because it does have weaknesses to Skarmory, but I think the first team is pretty strong. So I'm very happy to hit Legend. The new pose is cool, but I'm also looking forward to doing some more coaching sessions in the second half of the season. So don't forget to tune into twitch.tv/KingIV. Again, if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next video.